When you hear the word ghost, what comes to your mind? A flickering light? A cold breeze in an empty room? The eerie sense that someone is watching you, even though no one's there? Ghost stories have existed for as long as humans have walked the earth. But what does the Catholic Church actually believe about ghosts? Are they real? Are they souls of the dead? Are they demons? Or just our imagination? Let's dive deep into the Catholic understanding of what a ghost truly is, and what the Church has to say about spiritual encounters. According to Catholic teaching, death is not the end. When we die, our souls immediately face what's called the particular judgment. In that moment, God reveals the truth of our lives, and our eternal destiny becomes clear. There are three possibilities. Some go straight to heaven, completely united with God in love and grace. Some go to hell, having freely and knowingly rejected God. And some go to a third place, a temporary state called Purgatory, where souls are purified of their remaining imperfections before entering heaven. Purgatory isn't a place of punishment. It's a place of mercy. It exists because God, in His love, wants to prepare every soul to stand before Him, spotless and holy. Now here's where it gets interesting. Catholic tradition holds that God may sometimes allow a soul in purgatory to appear to the living, not to haunt, not to cause fear, but to ask for help. These souls might appear in dreams, or as a peaceful presence, or through subtle signs, a scent, a sound, a moment of clarity. They are not here to frighten. They are permitted by God to remind us of the eternal world and to ask for our prayers. This kind of ghost, if you want to call it that, isn't a monster in the dark. It's a soul longing for heaven, a soul crying out, "Please, remember me, pray for me." Stories like this go back centuries. One of the most famous modern saints, Padre Pio, told many accounts of being visited by souls from purgatory. He once described seeing a man in his friary who said he had died in a fire years before. The man asked for prayers, and Padre Pio later confirmed the death had actually occurred, just as the man said. He offered a mass for the soul, and the spirit never appeared again. These kinds of stories don't point to superstition. They point to the Catholic understanding of the communion of saints, the idea that the Church is made up of the living, the dead, and the souls being purified. We are connected by love, by prayer, by the grace of Christ. So yes, in this sense, some ghosts may be real, but there's another side of this story, and it's a lot darker. The Church is clear. Not all spirits are from God. The devil and his fallen angels can and do appear as things they're not. They can pretend to be the dead. They can speak with gentle voices. They can imitate your loved ones. They can quote scripture and appear as light. But underneath, they are liars. They seek to deceive, to manipulate, and ultimately, to lead souls away from God. This is why the Church strongly condemns all forms of occult practice. Seances, Ouija boards, mediums, spirit channeling, tarot readings, and anything that tries to summon or communicate with the dead. Because you don't know what you're opening yourself up to. It's not just a game. It's not harmless fun. It's a door, and once opened, it's hard to close. The devil doesn't care if you believe in him or not. He only needs curiosity and a crack in your defenses. That's why the church says, do not seek contact with the dead. Pray for them. Love them. But don't try to summon them. Let God decide when and how the veil between this world and the next is lifted. You might ask, does the Bible say anything about ghosts? Actually, yes. In the Old Testament, there's the story of King Saul, who goes to a medium, the witch of Endor, and asks her to summon the prophet Samuel from the dead. To everyone's surprise, Samuel actually appears. He rebukes Saul for turning to the occult and foretells his death. This shows that God may permit a soul to return, but that the act of summoning the dead is still a grave sin. And in the New Testament, when Jesus rises from the dead, his disciples at first think they're seeing a ghost. He says to them, "Touch me and see. A ghost does not have flesh and bones, as you see I have." So even in Scripture, we find that the idea of ghosts was known and not dismissed outright, but always surrounded by caution and clarity. The message is simple. There is an afterlife. Souls do exist, but we are not to meddle with the mysteries of God. So, what should you do if you feel you've experienced a ghost? First, don't panic. The Catholic response is rooted in peace, discernment, and prayer. Here's what the Church recommends. Pray for the soul. Offer a rosary. Light a candle. Have a mass said for them. Whether it was real or not, your prayers are never wasted. Second, don't engage. Never try to communicate, even out of compassion. Speak only to God. Third, bless your home. Use holy water. Pray the Street Michael prayer. Invite a priest to perform a house blessing if you're concerned. Fourth, speak to a priest. If you've had a persistent or disturbing experience, don't handle it alone. The Church has wisdom, experience, and authority to help. And above all, stay close to the sacraments. Go to confession. Receive the Eucharist. Live in a state of grace. The devil flees from the light. So, what is a ghost, according to the Catholic Church? It could be a soul in purgatory, asking for help. It could be a demonic spirit, trying to deceive. Or it could be a mystery that God, in His wisdom, has chosen not to fully explain. But whatever the case, the Catholic answer is always the same. Pray, trust God, and never open spiritual doors He hasn't asked you to open. We are not alone. We live in a world that is both visible and invisible, where heaven and earth are closer than we imagine, and where the souls of the faithful departed still wait for our prayers. So pray for them, love them, and walk in the light of Christ. Because maybe, just maybe, some souls are closer than we think. Pray for the souls in purgatory. They might be praying for you, too. Subscribe for more Catholic spiritual content and be nourished in faith, prayer, and inspiration.